this week's episode of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, Gilgamesh makes preparations to unleash the deadly, devastating, and destructive power of the Holy Grail, and Shiro and Rin link their mana pools in an awkward and hilarious scene with extreme sexual overtones. Was anybody else waiting for this episode to suddenly just morph into a hentai? For better or worse, that did not happen in this week's episode, but the scene where Rin and Shiro decide to link their mana pools together is a very funny and awkward scene to say the least. What I really love about this is the way that Shiro is going to be able to use Unlimited Blade Works, or at least his very own version of it. In the last episode when he was fighting against Archer, it looked like he was creating his very own version of Unlimited Blade Works, almost as if it was encroaching on his world, but he doesn't have the mana to pull this off, so they're going to have to link together. The way they do that is they have to get undressed, and she has to perform this weird magic ceremony where she has to physically touch him. I honestly thought a sex scene was going to happen, and I'm actually kind of surprised it didn't happen, because they're clearly trying to build some sort of relationship between both Shiro and Rin. Also, Shinji's day just keeps getting shittier, because before he had the heart of Ilya just shoved right into him, and now he's a freaking gigantic Akira monster who's still alive and being kept alive by this disgusting creature which is continuing to morph as it's getting ready to go into its final form, which is presumably going to unleash all sorts of hell all over the city. I can't wait to see where that's headed, but that's pretty much it. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works? This was the calm before the storm, the big build-up to the finale of this season, and I really can't wait to see how they're going to handle that. This was a very nice episode for the big Shiro and Rin shippers, because they're just going to love that scene where they're together and having to undress and link their mana together. Like I said, this seemed like it was going to be a sex scene, and it honestly didn't go in that route, and honestly I think that might have been the classy way to do things. Let's save that stuff for later and maybe do like a prologue with the characters. Otherwise, what I really loved about this episode was just all the Gilgamesh stuff, how short it was. The scene especially where he just instantly killed that one thing that was spying on him, just like boom, just like that. He's a freaking ninja. I also really love like the giant freaking like morphing Akira monster Holy Grail. That thing is nuts. That thing is so disturbing looking, and just the detail it has when you see Shinji who's alive in it and just resisting its power. It's so disgusting, and you know, maybe he is gonna survive. I don't know. I mean, after last episode I didn't think that was possible, but they might be able to save him, or this could all just go completely south. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I honestly think it's not going to end like Fate Zero, where it's just going to end with a complete, utter destruction. I think this one's maybe going to have a much nicer ending. I just can't wait to see how they're going to go about doing that. Otherwise, this week's episode was just a good build-up episode, but it still had some great animation, some fantastic artwork, lots of fan-servicey moments, lots of funny moments, a little bit of freakiness at the end. It was just a good build-up. So, I'm going to give this week's episode a 4 out of 5. Check it out, Fate Stay Night fans. It was pretty damn good. I like this episode a lot. But what about you guys? Did you watch this week's episode of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works? Did you have a favorite scene, a favorite funny scene? What do you want to see from the finale of the season? Please tell me in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching my review. Make sure to like it and share it with all of your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you can see all of our latest anime and manga reviews as they're released. And make sure to check out our brand new podcast show. And if you want to see all of our latest releases, follow us on social media. Thank you guys again for watching. And as always, stay dandy, baby.